Hello, it's me again. My name is Tatiana, but everybody calls me The Trap Witch. On Instagram, you can follow me, The Trap Witch. I am a spiritual enthusiast slash motivator slash empower, or like I like to call it, a spiritual hype man. I do motivational coaching through intuitive divination. And this is going to be my full moon in Taurus reading to allow us to have clarity and clear perception in this full moon in Taurus energy. It's already begun today, and it's so divine because it's on a Friday, because Taurus is ruled by the planet Venus. And yeah, so Friday is Venus's day, and so it's a perfect way to get into the weekend. So I will be dropping this reading. And hopefully it'll leave you with some gems, some clarity, and some insight on how to go about using this energy to your maximum potential. Oftentimes people like to use full moons to purge and to let things go. I really don't care either way. I like to let things go. I like to manifest things. Either way, they're all one and the same. Sometimes you gotta let things go to bring things in. So why not kill two birds with one stone? Being that it's in Taurus and it's, you know, the planet of love, and Venus is the planet of love and everything, I've found that since Scorpio season started, Scorpio energy makes me very emotional. I haven't done enough of my chart yet to know if I have any Scorpio placement, but I know that it's been kind of emotional. A lot of things have been coming up regarding self-love and like sticking to it. I find like really sticking to your guns on how you feel about your worth, how you feel about loving yourself. I know that many tests are just coming up that are being like things that are triggering, that possibly can send you back into a spiral and sting yourself, just like a scorpion can get so flustered and sting itself and commit it literally commit suicide. A lot of us are being tested not to commit spiritual suicide with this Scorpion energy, which is very passionate, very intense, and also with the Taurus energy going on now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into the reading. This is gonna be pretty much for today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And the thing is, if any of my followers are following, I will not be doing any readings this weekend on my stories or on my page, because people don't realize that every morning I do a pull for the daily pull. I do a daily pull, and the daily pull is what I use as the motivation for my morning daily message. So pretty much the synopsis of the reading is posted on my main page. So for today, tomorrow, and Sunday, we're going to see what Spirit has to say, what people need to keep in mind with this energy so that they can capitalize and make the best of it, okay? So let's go ahead and get into the cards. I'm going to be using the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot by Sally Ann Glassman. These are the cards that I like to read everybody with. But I think I'm going to start gravitating to a new deck soon. I just have to make sure that I connect with the artwork and everything. And then so what I'll do is I'll pull 5 cards from there, and I'll pull 1 card from this angel deck. Okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. You can center your energy. And just make sure that you're always thinking of your highest good. And I often tell people, I tell people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. So some of the things I might say might hit you hard, and you're like, man, fuck, I need to wake up. Wake the fuck up. There's a difference between being aware and awake. So some of y'all, time to wake up all the way and get shit popping for 2018, okay? Here we go. Spirit, I call you in on behalf of the collective. I ask for the highest good of all those involved. I ask Alegua to open the roads to precise messages and clear perception. I ask at this time, with the full moon in Taurus, in the season of Scorpio, what is it that the collective needs to know most at this time? Underlying, beyond the veil, deep within the subconscious, that they need to be made aware of. What is it that they must know in order to serve their highest good and maximize this full potential of this energy that is in the air right now? What is it that they need to know? I call in the assistance of my Egun as well as my ancestors in order to facilitate in this reading. I ask that only benevolent energies speak at this time. What is it that the collective needs to know most with the full moon and Taurus placement, Scorpio season? What do they need to know? Okay, card flew out. So one card flew out, and we're going to pull 4 more. Okay. So it's pretty funny. One of the cards that flew out has to do with the Gede, which are spirits of the dead, and we are just coming away from Halloween and what we call Gede season, or Dia de los Muertos. Your muertos are the dead. So what people fail to realize is that your ancestors, you know, are your muertos, you're dead, and they are your spiritual court that surround you at all times. They're your own personal little guarded army. So in honoring your ancestors, you honor yourself, because you honor your spirit guides, and those are the ones that guide you through this life, because they've been here before. They've been on this plane, and so it makes it easier for you to navigate through if you tap into their assistance. So anyway, so it's great because some Gede card popped up, and so it's great that, you know, also Scorpio season. Scorpio season has to do with death, especially in regards to the tarot cards. It is the death card, the Scorpion. So there's a death that does need to occur. First card that I pulled is the Loco card, okay? The Loco card is actually the Emperor card in this deck, and it's reversed, okay? When I think of the Emperor card, I think of a strong masculine energy. And the card Loco has to do with willpower. It has to do with willpower being a primary healing agent for you at this time. A lot of people have a hard time, especially women, tapping into their masculine energy. Your masculine energy is often what gets shit done. It is what is your driving force. Your feminine energy is your creative energy, okay? And so your feminine energy is more like your emotions and love and stuff like that, right? That's great. But love is often not just all of that. It's an action, right? Love is more so an action than something that needs to be created. We show our love for ourselves via our actions. We show love for each other via our actions. And so a lot of times I'm sensing that we wish to create things for ourselves via love, and sometimes it's just not enough, okay? That's just not enough. If there's no willpower, if there's no will behind it being the driving force, it becomes complacent. And so there's a sense of also with the willpower there, it says in that card, willpower is a primary healing agent. So what are you doing right now in order to heal yourself through will? Are you actually moving yourself to take better care of yourself, to surround yourself with better people? Are you actually making your actions prove worthwhile? Are you still going around things, people that show a negative, poor reflection of love for yourself? Right now, that's kind of what it's pointing to, because the second card is the Secret Societies card, okay? The Secret Societies card shows this person with their head on the chopping block, okay? And all these people are around. This is coming up reverse. And so for me, it's saying maybe you aren't healing yourself in order to create things for your life, allowing will and love to come into conjunction, because you're around the wrong people. Maybe you need to remove your head from the chopping block, because you keep putting yourself in a situation where there's an influence of others. And oftentimes we will show that we don't love ourselves by the company that we keep or the people that we surround ourselves with. Oftentimes too, it's hard to have the capacity to become our full potential if we are hanging around other people that also don't love themselves, okay? I'm just getting a lot of sense of love and action, love and action, love and action. These are the two main words that I'm getting. And so you have to remove yourself from compromising situations, okay? You're not putting yourself on the chopping block anymore. You're not going to do that where it's like, hey, maybe I got myself in this compromising situation because I didn't love myself enough to surround myself with people that love themselves. And in fact, so if nobody is actually loving themselves, what would I expect besides something that's going to be bad and negative and end up with me in a compromising position, right? Right. So, what needs to occur? A death. These are the spirits of the Gede. They are spirits of the dead. And they are in celebration on the steps of the courthouse. They're like, party up in motherfucking here. Do you hear me? They're just like, we are ready. We are coming in. We are about to shut this place down. We are about to come up in here and we are going to lay down the law. Being that they are on the steps of the courthouse, there's some sense of order, there's some sense of law that needs to occur. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some sense of, sorry, fixing my hair. There's some sense of order that needs to occur in order for you to win your case, in order for you to live free. There's a sense of freedom and liberation that needs to come, okay? When you go to court, you always want the outcome to be in your favor. So at this time, what are you willing to do? That first card, the Emperor card, what are you not doing right now that you need to do to get yourself out of a situation that is compromising to you and not bringing justice and balance and law to the way that you love yourself? First and foremost, the way you love yourself. It doesn't matter how you fucking love anyone else right now. It matters how you love yourself first, because that's an immediate reflection of how you love others, okay? You can often tell how people love themselves, how they deal with others. Me personally, there's not a lot of shit that I'm going to fucking put up with from a lot of people. And that's the truth, because I don't put up with a lot of shit with myself. I'm very motivated. I'm very let's get shit done. And so if I can't tolerate people who are going to not get shit done, or who are going to cause me anxiety in how I get shit done. You understand? So the next card after the Gede card on the steps of the courthouse saying that there's a death that needs to occur is the Master of the Head card. This is the Hierophant card, okay? The Hierophant or the Master of the Head card talks about you being the master of your own motherfucking head. How self-explanatory is that? You understand? The Hierophant talks about your beliefs and your views and your standards, and how that the highest service that you can do is always to self. The spirit is kissing the head of this man, and it's almost like, yes, you love yourself. You understand? The spirit is happy. The spirit is happy with the vessel. And so at this time, you have to ask yourself, how are you moving? Because I keep getting a sense of movement and action. How are you moving in your life that shows that you love yourself? Okay? Do you surround yourself with people that have the same ideas and beliefs as you, if not just of love for themselves? Do you get what I'm saying? Oftentimes, right, like I saw this quote today, okay? Take it how you please. I saw this quote today that said, drama and scandal is a broke bitch problem, okay? Because women handling their business and about their money don't have time for drama. And I thought, how true is that? Because I keep saying that people that engage themselves in risky, reckless behavior, they have something to lose. And so if you're not willing to lose love for yourself, if you're not willing to lose what you've worked hard for, if you're not willing to want to take a real loss on things that matter to you, you need to surround yourself with situations and people and things that are going to be of the highest service to yourself. And so the last card is the Santera card. Santera is a high priestess in the religion of Santeria, okay? And she has been empowered to heal herself as well as others. Now she's sitting at the waterside and she's talking to the snake, okay? And it talks about how the snake has the ability to carry life or death. And so the snake is a representation of your Kundalini energy. If people don't know, Kundalini energy is the divine serpent power that resides within you, that rises up when you are operating in your highest self. What creates blockages in your power is when you get blocked chakras. Whether maybe you're not speaking your truth, or you're insecure, or you're not operating from the highest point of love coming from your heart. Those are all blockages, okay? And so if you are operating in your power, what are you using your power for? Okay, that's what it means by carrying life or death. Your power has the ability to propel you forward or hold you back. And so the snake is also in like some swampy water, and I get a sense of like you know, water is very much about emotions, and this card, because it's female, you know, talking about, I'm feeling like, you know, female intuition, and you have to listen to your intuition at this time about what you do with your power. What are you doing? What are you actually doing right now that might be holding you back? That's a reflection of poor self-love and not being of highest service to yourself. What are you doing that is of the highest service to yourself and a good reflection of self-love? This card says then that this personality of this person might be like Oya or Obatala. Oya in traditional African religion is the Orisha of life, death, and transformation. And Obatala is the Orisha of peace, maturity, and wisdom. So ask yourself this based on these two principles, or of these two energies and these two Orishas, okay? What do you need to destroy right now that you can preserve your peace and your sanity and build what you need for yourself, and that's going to be mature and wise, and that's going to help you have the highest sense of inner peace at this time, okay? This is really what it is about. This message is really about doing, action, love as an action word, okay? Love as an action, just point blank fucking period. Point blank fucking period, okay? So let's go ahead and pull an angel card. Indigo and crystal children. Okay? You have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. That's always an awkward card, okay? But let's tap into that real quick. Indigo and crystal children. I'm not too hip to all of that, but indigo children are often people that are brought here, from what I've been told, to kind of stir things up. They're not necessarily the ones that are going to do all the work to do the healing for people, but they're the ones that are going to bring shit to your attention. And then crystal ones are the ones who are going to be more so the peacemakers and the healers and the people that are actually going to be more hands-on. So right now it's saying, you know, children who are extra sensitive. Right now, look at your inner child, right? People don't realize as adults, the way that we love ourselves are often a reflection of how we were raised or our childhood, okay? If someone was not nurtured as a child, often in their adulthood, it's not easy for them to nurture themselves, and it's not easy for them to nurture others. Sometimes it can be the complete opposite. Maybe they can become too clingy. Maybe they will nurture too much. Either way, there was a saying that I saw that says, before you get involved with someone, ask if they were raised on love or survival. And so right now, ask yourself, what were you raised on in regards to love? Look at yourself and ask, is my inner child screaming out? Is my inner child screaming out because the way that I was raised and the way I was loved as a child is an immediate reflection of how I'm acting right now in my adulthood? Does that make an impact on how I move and how I use love as an action in my life? Ask yourself that. I feel like that has a lot to do with it. Me, myself, I was raised by a mother who was not very nurtured as a child, and she longed for somebody who would nurture her, and she has, you know, very many insecurities about that even as an adult. And she did her best to raise me on love, but then love sometimes can become codependency. It's like we have a overbearing idea of what love is. It's clingy, it's whatever. So ask yourself, look how you were raised when it comes to love, and ask yourself, is that impacting you right now in the way that you move in your life in regards to your own self-love and love to others? Okay. Well, that is for the full moon in Taurus. Okay. If you want to book a one-on-one session with me, you can go to my website, www.thetrapwitch.com, or you can just feel free to check me out on Instagram, follow me, get some good word. I hear I be dropping some gems here and there. But yeah, I will be in Brooklyn November 14th to 18th, and then I'll be resuming my readings full-fledged after the 18th. But right now you can book up until the 14th pretty much. Yeah, so go ahead, check my shit out, and I hope this full moon in Taurus treats you guys well, and I hope this information brings you some clarity on some work that you may need to do. Okay, peace and blessings, y'all.